I know just how quickly you want to move on in life already. I know that you want to evolve faster and you want that next level to come sooner. You want to really feel into what different kind of life you could be living already. You want to bring on those changes quicker already. And you're excited, you're anticipating, you have a lot of love for the future life that you get to live and the future version of you. And it's so incredible. I want to speak to this place where you are because oftentimes we are so eager to change that we're not really taking the time to acknowledge how much we have evolved already. I profoundly believe that the biggest change comes from when you're just really putting your head down and you're focusing on yourself and you're raising your standards and you're setting new boundaries where these changes will come when you least expect it. Like one day you will encounter a similar situation and then realize that you are responding and reacting as a completely new person, as a completely different person. It's not until then will you realize that you're just not the same person anymore. Like the person that used to tolerate some things or used to put up with some things and the version of who you are now, looking back, you're like, wow, that feels like lifetimes away. I know it was probably a year or two ago or 6 months ago. That version of me would not have been able to handle the situation and respond in the way that I do now. And as you're responding to it, or as you're like, witnessing yourself going through the same thing again, you're like, wow, I'm a different person. I'm an entirely different person. I wasn't even trying. Like everything is different for you now, and you are living in an entirely different reality. Everything for you has changed. Everything about your mindset, your emotions, your capacity, your tolerance, everything has changed. As a matter of fact, even physically, you've brought changes to yourself as well because you have higher standards now. So I just really want to speak to this level of change because oftentimes we're always assessing, where am I now? Am I there yet? Am I feeling it yet? Have I upgraded yet? But I profoundly believe that your upgrade, and this is the work of like the intellectual mind. It always tries to plan things and anticipate what's coming around the corner. But I profoundly believe that when you change, you wouldn't even notice it. Like it would be such a big change in your reality, but at the same time, you still feel like you have the same heart, you have the same nature, you are still grounded, you still identify as yourself. But at the same time, everything about you has changed and you didn't even realize it. And the thing that actually helped me realize this was in the past couple of months, I no longer allow myself to entertain verbal fights. I no longer allow myself to, over justify myself or over explain something or stand in a situation where I feel like, this is a disrespectful tone. And I just don't allow myself to tolerate it anymore. Like I don't stand there for the fight. And I just, you know, shut down and there's just no conversation from that place when it's like emotionally heated. And it wasn't really until they weren't getting anything out of me. And I'm just like standing there waiting for either an apology or waiting for things to calm back down. It was then when I realized, wow, this version of me is like so unfazed and so unbothered. Like I would be happy to just walk away from that situation 1,000 times and I would not even be bothered that maybe the other person didn't accept me or those other people don't agree with me or don't see eye to eye. And I'm completely at peace with that. Whereas the previous version of me would have tried to prove myself right, would try to get them to be in my shoes or get them to understand my perspective and try to help them see my intentions. Like the level of peace that I have right now in this version of me just made me realize, oh, wow, I'm a completely different person. And I was not even trying. But it was with so many iterations of different versions of myself that brought me here. The same, charged intention in a conversation, but it was a different version of me responding in the moment. And at that moment, I knew that I didn't need to try. There was no effort, there was no trigger, there was no defensiveness. It's just, yeah, sure, I'm at peace with it. That's totally fine with me. So if you are eager to see that level of change within yourself, just keep reinforcing your boundaries. Keep relying on yourself and the people who you know are there to support you and want to see you thrive, right? Like associate yourself and relate to those people so that you are establishing a brand new reality for yourself such that those can become your new standards. You're not settling for less. You're not settling for what used to be more comfortable or less confrontational or, or what feels like is easier or less conflictive in the moment. Even if it's hard to hold those boundaries, allow yourself to be influenced by those you know you want to be uplifted by. And before you know it, you are going to be in the same situation, the same stimulants, the same environment. And then all of a sudden you'll realize you're no longer responding as the same person anymore. So I am sending so much love to you. If you are going through some changes in your life, hold down your fort, hold on to the people who love you and want to see you thrive and who want the best for you. Focus on yourself. And as always, you don't need to believe in anything that I say, but if you decide to give it a try, and if this has changed your life at all, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I love you. Take care. Bye.